Do you have a goal for your life? Do you wonder how you're going to get there or what could get in the way? It's your mindset. Hello and welcome to Action versus Motivation. Today, we will be exploring your mindset. Your mindset plays a significant role in how you deal things in your life. Develop a good one, and you will make everything in your life better. There is more than any other single factor, but your mindset determines your success. What you think is what you become. Internal dialogue, the ongoing conversation with our mindset, is the driving force behind every success story and failure. There is a distinct line between who you are now and who you want to be, and it stems from your mindset. Once you start to change your perspective, you will immediately begin to change your behavior. Here are mindsets that will change the way you think. Number 15. If they did it, so can I. We tend to say it's impossible, but how can you say something is impossible when other people have done it? How can the sky limit when there are footprints on the moon? You conceal behind the idea of impossibility, and you only look at the result and skip the process. Do you want to know why so few people are successful? Because the poor always try to emulate the outcome, but not the process. So, if you want to be a successful person, don't buy something beyond your budget, knowing it will cripple you financially for life. Instead, figure out how to create a business that will buy you the Ferrari. If someone else went there, there is a route to get there. Discover how successful people did it and try to emulate the process yourself. Imitate their actions for long enough and you'll get the same outcome. Life is somehow predictable in the best possible way. Tell yourself, if they did it, so can I. Number 14. There's always a creative option. Yes or no is not the only choice. Why does life have to be twofold? It's not always black and white. When life leaves you with only two options, you turn around, contemplate, and make a creative option. Doing anything significant requires courage, especially when deciding a big decision. When fear always makes a way of showing up, we push harder. Courage does not mean that you are not afraid, but it means facing your fears, saying you are scared, but you move forward anyway. Number 13. I will be the best at this. You are born to stand out. There is a big difference between blending in and being the best. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James all had this inner drive of standing out and going much beyond what is required of them. That's how legends are born. But the moment you stand out, you become an easier target for everyone. They'll come after you for not joining the crowd. But what is the option? Is going through a faceless person in life indistinguishable from the rest a solution? Absolutely no. If Tetris taught us something, it is that when you try to fit in, you disappear. Number 12. This needs to be done. Not everything has to be perfect. Just get it done. There comes a point where a 1% improvement in the quality will require significant resources. Your goal in life is to discover that sweet spot. It is where something is good enough to get the job done for the phase you find yourself in. A typical misunderstanding is that life is set in stone. Once you create something out into the world, you cannot improve upon it. This mindset worked incredibly well in the early days of successful people, and they still use it to this day. Number 11. Let's start over. If you think you are too late for you to start over and do the things you love, then you're wrong. Do you know how many people are doing med school or law school and realize they hate it? They don't actually want to do this for the rest of their lives. Do they quit? No. They move forward miserably in a profession they hate just because someone pointed them that way, even when they really wanted to pursue something they truly wanted. Aubrey de Graaff put it flawlessly. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. This kind of thinking is present throughout society. The outcome? A dissatisfied individual who was too afraid to change is now enraged and miserable. Do you think the person shouting at you from behind the counter is living their best life? Of course not. This wasn't their ambition. They wanted to be someone they thought they could be, but somebody offered them a stable job and now they hate it, and they're taking that hate out on you. Check yourself. Do it now. Are you sinking too much time, money, and energy? You sunk too much of yourself. Are you doing something about it? Number 10. What's one small thing I can do today? The things you have in your life right now results from your daily actions. In the past 5 years, there have been hundreds of books released about daily habits and their impact on your life. People now realize how mechanical we are in our behavior. Find that small thing that gets you the slightest percentage closer to your ideal scenario. Do you want that back pain to go away? Maybe get up 5 minutes earlier and do 5 minutes stretching. That's it. Do it right now as you're watching this video. Then do it tomorrow. It's just 5 minutes. There's no way not to do it, right? Make it as your daily routine, and it won't be long until you notice some improvements. We've read all the habits books out there, and they're basically reiterating the same idea repeatedly. Focus on one thing only. Then start small, do it consistently, and see what happens. Number 9. Ask and wait for the answer. Do not be someone who always says no to yourself. This one's interesting for us to discover. Our entire generation defaults to no. Maybe the reason behind this is the way we were all brought up, our upbringing. Our parents didn't have much, so we didn't ask for much. We knew the answer was already no, so we didn't bother asking. This behavior is a plague in an entire generation of now adults whose minds still default to no as an answer to things they desire. Here's a game changer. Don't be the person who says no to yourself. Ask and let them say it. You'll find that at least half the time, you will be surprised with yes as an answer. If you just realized your brain defaults to no, hit the like button so we know it's not just us. So roll that dice in your favor. Ask for a raise. Ask her on a date. Apply to that fantastic job. Do the thing your brain tells you it won't work out and stop defaulting to no. It's free and life-changing. Number 8. I make things happen. As long as you take ownership of what happens in your life, you will be royalty. You are accountable for everything that is happening in your life. A significant mindset shift is when you switch from a victim mentality to a master of the universe mentality. If you want to have different results, you have to take other actions. Be accountable. Take risks under your own name so that everyone knows what's happening to you is by choice. People like Grant Cardone, David Goggins, Jocko Willink, and every other motivational speaker out there have entire libraries shouting at you about this, so we'll leave it to them. Number 7. Another challenge to see if I really want it. As we build our companies, we were under a tremendous amount of stress and anxiety. We still are, but willingly. Every time challenges kept us from moving forward, we used to think that it's over and we're done. It is difficult for us to overcome, but then we realized that everyone else who's trying to build something are refined through similar processes. This is an obstacle to see if you want it or you are just pretending. These challenges are life's way of figuring out who and who doesn't deserve the reward at the end. You're out there building something and you hit a roadblock on your way, so you have to make a big decision. Do you want it or do you want it to just be over? If you want it, you will find a way to solve and overcome the obstacle. If not, you'll be using the obstacle as an excuse on why things didn't work out as planned. Being challenged in life is something we can't predict, but being defeated is optional. You determine how your story ends, so choose wisely. Number 6. Everything is negotiable or flexible. Our life is as you make it to be, but the problem here is that people think destiny is pre-written. Think about it. You can send an email today, then quit your job, and your entire life will turn around. At any point, your life can change instantly if you decide to do it. You are powerful, and you can alter your reality. Reality is negotiable has been a foundational mental model, so we negotiated our way into life. Negotiate money, life, love. We just negotiate everything. We fight for the things we want and don't settle for the things the world puts in front of us. When a door closes, you can still get people open it for you and let you in. Give them reason to open the door. It's you who negotiate your way in. Number 5. Figuring out why you want something. Are you familiar with Simon Sinek's TED Talk on why? We won't go into that right now, but this might be a good time to watch it if you haven't seen it yet. This is what we call the rule of 3 whys. And here's how it goes. Everything you do in this life, there is a main reason. Here's how to find it. Let's say you want a Ferrari. Then you ask yourself, why do I want a Ferrari? The answer, because I want to feel successful. The second why do I want to feel successful? The answer, because I want people to see how well I'm doing. The third why do I want people to know how well I'm doing? The last answer, because deep down, I'm looking for the approval of others to make myself feel good. Did you see the third why coming? We're getting real. Of course, you go deeper than that. Therapists will gladly help you to uncover it more. The more time you question the reasons why you want things, the more you know about yourself and the driving force of what you do. The game changer in terms of life strategy is knowing why you want anything. It changes the way you go about your goals. You see life in a new perspective and it alters your decision-making process. Do this exercise yourself and see where your why end up. Number 4. I just need to start. It is the reason why most people never do anything about their dreams. They say it isn't the right time. I never got around to doing it. Or if only the opportunity would present itself. You are afraid to do something unless you know everything about it and try to be ready. The truth is, they are just waiting for something or an external force to align all the planets for them, to feed them what they need to start without hesitation. It is like turning all traffic lights green and if possible, drive them to their destination. There's only 3% 1% of the population that takes action on their goals. Everyone else chooses to settle for mediocrity. The most significant difference between those who win and everyone else is that the first one decided to play the game in the first place. You don't need to know everything. You just have to start. If you want to make your dreams into a reality, then tell yourself, I just need to start. Number 3, how can I? I will never be rich. I could never afford that. I will never get that part. These are some of those declarations people guide their lives on. Well, we don't know if that's true. Who knows, right? But these words are what most people live out their entire life. Their lives are founded on the lies of never. Do you want to know what the biggest asymmetric upside in life is? Take action when everyone else does not. Do something and stop being sluggish. Just show up to the audition. Just send the email. Just put the first foot in front of the other. Just do something. Take a small step which will get you closer to your goal. The problem with thinking in definite ways is that it doesn't leave room for our actions. Your mind has already established that something is not going to happen. Then you lack interest to even try. The moment you take a leap of faith, things suddenly change and open up to discovering a plan that could make your dreams into a reality. Make your I will never to how can I. Number 2, life can be easy and exciting. Since we were young and as we grew old, the idea of life being hard has been instilled in our minds. Hard work is a must if you want something for yourself. Nothing comes easy. These things were taught by our parents as a kid, but as we take the discipline from our parents, we focus it on exponential growth. If working hard was all it took to be successful, the richest people in the world would be oil rig workers. Whatever you do for a living, there's more brilliant and easy way for you to do it. Somebody figured it out already, and you need to discover them and find out how they did it. People don't understand that it's supposed to be challenging as you begin, but if it's still difficult after a while, then you're doing it wrong. This applies to everything in your life. The moment you start changing how you do things, life gets easier and more exciting than ever before. Number 1, I get to do this. Instead of saying, I have to do this, you should say, I get to do this. This is a privilege. You get to do what you do to sustain yourself and to live. You get to work on this project. Becoming honest with yourself, you'll begin to realize just how easy you actually have it, but still, you find reasons to complain about it. If you feel like your life is complicated, look from a different perspective. That thing you're supposed to do that you've been putting off because you're lazy, you get to do that. Your life will change for the better if you start doing it. Once you start doing it from this point of view, you'll find it wasn't actually as hard as you thought. You're living the most incredible part of your history. The following years will be filled with opportunities in your life, and you're smart enough to be part of this change. So, equip yourself with these changes in mindset and get yourself in a position to run when that door opens. For sticking with us until the end of this video, here's a bonus for you. But if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Bonus, I am grateful for. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Yes, you can't be happy in life if you are always looking for what's missing. Having this kind of attitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful things to live the life you always dream of. Various studies prove advantages in expressing gratitude, ranging from improving relationships, physical and emotional health, sleep to mental stamina, energy, and overall happiness. Did you know that it's physically impossible to feel fear and gratitude simultaneously? So, the next time you think you're lacking something in your life, you feel jealous of what others have, or you are unsatisfied with what you have, try switching to gratitude. Acknowledge all that you have and that you are grateful for. Are you ready? If you're prepared to live the life you dreamed of, then it's time to shift your thinking. Reshape your thinking, reshape your life. You decide who you become and you choose how you get there. Create the vision you have and go after your goals. Remove all the barriers that come your way, especially that cloud your mind. Remember, to transform your story, you must be consistent in telling yourself a new story. To change your life, you should be willing to change yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. See you at our next video.